Hello and welcome to From the Inside Out with Ashley. I am Ashley Rangel, your host. If you don't know me, I am a registered nurse of 25 plus years, and I created this space so that you can have a place where you can come to find out things that can make you healthy from the inside, so that you can shine on the outside, and live your best life, live out your purpose. That is the purpose of our podcast here, is just to help you have that factual information that is going to help you live your best life. And I'm your host, Ashley Rangel. So thank you for joining me today. Thank you so much for all of you that have been listening and subscribing to our channel. If you have not done that yet, just click on the subscribe channel, the subscribe button down there so that you can subscribe to our channel, and you can turn on the notifications so that you get notified of any episodes that are have been downloaded. And also, if you, after you listen to this session, if you love it, then give me a thumbs up for this episode if you enjoyed it. Again, thank you all so much for your support. This has been something that I've wanted to start for a long time, and I have been having so much fun, and I hope you've been learning a lot for myself and my guests that I have. So what I want to do first is to give a shout out to our sponsor, nadonawellness.com. What they do is they exist to help people stop just treating symptoms and actually find the root cause of chronic diseases, pain, dysfunction in the body. If you are having any of those, or you have family members who have been to doctor after doctor and have not been able to find answers for their health, then be sure and go to nadonawellness.com and book a free discovery call to find out how they can help you or your family member with your health. So thank you, nadonawellness.com. For being our sponsor here. So let's jump right in. So today we are going to be talking about aging well. Who wants to age well? I want to age well. Okay, so here's what we're going to talk about today. It's not about the quantity of life that you have, but it's about the quality of life you have, right? With the quantity that you're given, right? We never know when our last day is. But I want to help you today have quality of life for as long as you are here, right? And so we're going to talk about that, just about how to age well, because you can shine on the outside when you're aging well on the inside and the outside, right? And so here are just a few. I have 8 points for you today. 8 is the number of abundance. So this is going to give you abundance in life, not only quantity, but also in quality. So the first thing that I want to talk to you about is genetics. Like, some of us are blessed with great genes. We're aging well. Our mother aged well. Our grandmother aged well. I have lots of longevity in my family. My grandmother lived to 103. My great grandfather lived to 104. So there is longevity on both my mom and my dad's side. But me personally, I can turn that switch off or on based on how I treat the body and the temple that God has given me. And the same can be true for you. You may not have had anybody in your life who has had longevity or a long life, and you could be the first person who can do that for your family based on how you treat your body, because there's something called epigenetics, where we can have family members who have diabetes or have blood pressure. Maybe your mom, your grandfather, maybe everybody in your whole family has had that all the way down. Well, you can be the person who flips that switch off by how you treat your body. We can turn those on or off by how we treat our body. And hopefully you already knew that, but if you didn't, then hopefully that is some education for you today. So decide today that you're going to be the one who flips that switch off from heart disease and diabetes or any chronic diseases that run in your family. Because really, it's not the genes so much that run in the family and the DNA that we get, it's the lifestyle that we inherit, right? Your grandparents eat like their parents ate. Your parents eat like your grandparents ate. They handle stress like they did. So you can be the one who changes that and stops that cycle. Okay, so here's the first way. It's with our food. Ugh, I know. Food. Yes, our food. So what are you putting in your body? Because this body is just like a machine. It's just like, let's look at a car. So you have this Lamborghini, this Ferrari. What are you going to put in the gas tank, right? What are you going to put and as the lubricants, the oils, are you going to put the very best things that you can so that it runs well, that it doesn't break down, that it can go as fast as possible? Well, yeah, that's what you're going to do. So why don't we do that for our bodies? Our bodies are like a Ferrari, a Lamborghini, and we when we give it good stuff, and we feed it good stuff and put good things into it, we can get the most out of it, right? And so, what are you putting in your body? Just ask yourself, like, we can stop eating bad any day that we choose, right? So are you putting fresh fruits and veggies? Like those are from the ground. Those are the free things that God put, well, not completely free because we got to go buy it at the grocery store or grow it in our backyard, right? But it's the free medicine that let food be thy medicine. I think it was Hippocrates that said that. Let food be thy medicine. That's our free medicine that God gave us in order to nourish our bodies and to heal our bodies. So, what are you putting? How many fresh fruits and veggies are you putting in your body every day? I know that I don't put enough in mine. I'm just going to be completely honest with you. And so, one of the things that I have, discipline is pain leaving the body. That's all it is. Discipline is pain leaving the body. Because how do you feel when you don't eat good? It's painful, right? You have guilt, you have shame, you have all these things like, oh, why did I eat that whole bag of chips? Oh, why did I eat that whole carton of ice cream? So, discipline, not doing those things, is pain leaving the body. It's getting out of the body. Okay, so if you are somebody who is like, I cannot eat that many fresh fruits and veggies, I am super busy. Like it's very challenging for me. So one discipline that I have chosen to get consistent with, I have done it, but I have not been consistent with it, is juicing daily. You can get all the fruits, all the veggies that you need for your whole entire day by juicing them. And it's going to go straight to your blood cells. It's going to go straight into your system, not even have to get processed by your gut. And you are going to get the hugest energy boost. Like you don't even need coffee if you're drinking a fresh juice. And so make sure that you have a good juicer too. And I'll put one in the comments. I mean, in the description here, one that I recommend. You want to make sure that you have a cold pressed masticating um, juicer so that you can make sure that you're getting all the nutrients out of it and that you're getting all the healing enzymes from it. Okay. So I'll put that in the description down here. And so, I'll even put my favorite green juice because green juice is very good. Greens are very good for your system, your blood system, for all of your organs to feed them. So I'll put my favorite juice recipe down there and my favorite juicer in the description. So make sure you check that out. And then cutting out sugar, y'all. I know it's like the 80-20 rule with me. Like 80% of the time, just not having sugar. Like I'm talking about white sugar, okay? Now I'm not talking about honey or, even some of the ones that are alternative sugars like stevia or monk fruit. But don't go overboard on those too. It's all about moderation. So none of the white sugar, y'all. That completely tears our body down. It tears down our vessels. It ages us. Sugar ages you. So every time you're eating sugar, just think I'm aging myself. I'm adding years to my life. I'm adding years to my skin. Sugar just tears the body down. We were not meant to eat white sugar. Okay. And so the more that you can cut that out of your diet, the better you're going to feel and the better you're going to look too, because it really helps your skin if you're not having all that sugar because it ages us. The third thing is water. How much water are you drinking every day? I'm guilty of this too. I will just say I'm guilty of this too. I can go the whole day and be like, "Oh my goodness, I just drank 1 glass of water today. That's all I drink." Did you know that we're supposed to drink half of our body weight in water? Half of our body weight. Our body is like, I've heard, 80, 90%, 70%. I've heard all kinds of percentages, but our body is mostly water, y'all. Our brain is like 90% water. Okay. And without water, our brain is not going to work as well. So if you are like this person who in the middle of the day, your brain, you just feel like you have this huge brain fog. You can't think, your thoughts are getting slower. You're forgetting things. Increase your water. Like literally within an hour or so, if you just keep drinking water, you're going to feel so energized. Try it. I double dog dare you to try it. But we should be drinking half our body weight. And it shouldn't be like we're guzzling this liter of water um, in an hour. It should be just sips throughout the day so that we're keeping a constant amount of water in our system all day long. And the key is to drink quality water. I'm not talking about drinking tap water. Please don't drink your tap water. Please. And if you'd like to see what is actually in your tap water, go to www.ewg.org, and I'll put that in the description as well in case you missed that. But ewg.org and put your zip code in, and you will see exactly what's in your water. So please don't drink your tap water. Please. You want highly filtered water. Distilled is actually the very best. I know if you're not distilling it at home, I'll actually put a link if you would like to distill it at home. It's actually not as expensive as you would think. You can get a countertop one that will do a gallon a day, but it's not as expensive as you think. And distilled water is the best. I know there's all these things out there like, oh, distilled doesn't have anything in it. You're going to miss all your minerals if you don't drink spring water and everything. But actually, distilled water is like nature's water. It's exactly what happens when it rains. Like it's steam, it steams off all of the bad stuff, like atrazine, glyphosates, all of those things, all those chemicals that are in our water, in our tap water, it steams absolutely everything off and drips it. Like it takes hours to make distilled water. You can get it in the plastic jugs. So I will say there's probably microplastics in it. So you would want to run that gallon of distilled water through like a Brita pitcher filter, like a charcoal, something that has a charcoal filter so that you can get those microplastics out of there. Um, if you're going to use that type of distilled water, but distilled water is the best water you can drink. It has absolutely everything taken out of it, and it's the purest water that you can drink. If you are worried about minerals that you want to, oh my gosh, I'm not going to have enough minerals. Like if you're juicing, you're going to get your minerals. But if you want to have some minerals added back in your water, you can just put a little bit of Himalayan salt or Celtic salt in your water. And there you go. You've got 70 to 90 different minerals that have been added back to your water without all the chemicals in there. So, just a tip for you on water. So also having enough water, y'all, it keeps your blood at the right consistency, like the blood running through your body. It keeps it at the right consistency. When we don't have enough water, when we're not intake enough water, and that doesn't include like coffee, tea, sodas. Those actually, if you drink one of those, you need to drink an additional 5 glasses of water. Hate to tell you that, but you do because those actually dehydrate the body and pull water out of the body. And so we got to replace that water plus make sure our body gets enough water. So when you drink enough water for the day, it keeps your blood the right consistency. Instead of when we're dehydrated, it makes our blood thicker. And it when our blood is at the right consistency, it helps your organs function better. It helps your brain function at its best because, like I said, it's 90% water in your brain. It's a hydroelectric organ. And if there's no hydro, there's no electric. So try me, test me when you're having that brain fog or when you're not feeling like you've got it all together in the head and your brain for the day, then just drink some water and see if that helps. We're just like plants, y'all. We're just like plants. We need water. We need water. What happens to your plants when you don't get enough water? They're kind of droopy, right? That's what happens to us too. So the fourth thing is sleep. Sleep. Our bodies need sleep. Our bodies need sleep to age well. We need sleep. When we don't get enough sleep, what happens? We get those dark circles underneath our eyes. Our skin looks a little bit older. We don't look as fresh, right? And, there's all kinds of studies out there that tell you you need at least 6, you need at least 7. I'm going to tell you you need at least 8 hours of sleep. Your body will tell you when it's ready to get up. Have you ever just woke up randomly, like you woke up and you were wide awake and maybe it wasn't even time for you to get up yet, that was your body saying, "Hey, I'm done. I'm done." Because when we're sleeping, it's nature's surgery room. It's in nature's operating room. It's where our body is healing itself. It's replenishing our cells. It's when our body is like, it's like shutting down the computer, and how you reset your computer, get everything fresh, get everything going. That's what sleep is for you. And when you're not getting sleep, your body's never getting a chance to reset. So, another thing, and I'm still working on this too. Remember, I said discipline is pain leaving the body, right? So, getting disciplined. Um, Go to bed at the same time and get up at the same time. Our body loves routine, like 7 days a week. Go to bed at the same time, get up at the same time. Our body loves routine. It loves routine. How many of you, like Monday through Friday, you know, go to bed at 10, get up at 6, and then on the weekend, you're like, oh, I'm going to sleep in. What do? You wake up at 6. It's because your body loves routine. It loves staying in the same routine over and over and over. And I will tell you that being in deep sleep, so whatever time you need to go to bed to get into these hours, between 10 p.m. and 3 a.m. are your best hours of healing, between 10 p.m. and 3 a.m. So that would mean like getting in bed. And if you're not somebody who goes right to sleep, you might need a bedtime routine, shutting off all your electronics at least an hour before bedtime, like not even watching TV, no phone, no nothing. What I love to do is like get into bed and start reading a book. That immediately tells my body, hey, we're going to sleep. Like I said, our body loves routine. So just creating those routines for yourself. Maybe it's a hot bath, maybe it's a shower, whatever your routine is every single night to get your body into that mode of, hey, it's time to go to bed. This is going to strengthen your immune system, and it's going to also help your cognitive function, right? We want to keep that brain young. We don't want to just look young on the outside. We want to be young in the brain too, right? Okay, the fifth thing that you need is pure air, y'all. Pure air. So we got to get outside. Get outside in nature. I know, some days it's very, very hot and some days it's very, very cold. But just getting outside, even for just like 10 minutes a day, just breathing in that air, getting out in nature, being among the trees and just nature, you're going to get that fresh oxygen breathing in. Another thing that is good for you for helping get up pure air, because we tend to be, as humans, shallow breathers. Um, Newborns, babies are the best kind of breathers. You can see that they breathe like through their stomach. They're not breathing through their chest, like they're breathing and they're using their diaphragm to breathe. So doing deep breathing exercises every day, even if you just do it for just a couple of minutes, really getting all that air in your lungs and opening all the bronchioles and getting that oxygen down into the bronchioles every day is just helping clear it out. Just try it when you're sluggish or when you're feeling a little anxious. Maybe you're getting a headache coming on, things like that. You can do just breathe in through your nose, hold it, and then breathe out through your nose. When you do that, it allows just the right amount of carbon dioxide to get released so that you don't release too much and get lightheaded. So, breathing in through the nose and breathing out through the nose, and breathing in and holding it for like 4 to 6 seconds, just allowing the oxygen to get in there, and then breathing it out until you have no air left in your lungs. And then doing that again, doing that 4 or 5 times, you're going to get this rush of energy. You're going to get this rush because you're just oxygenating every cell in your body when you do that. And so just doing some little quick things like that and daily can help you feel a lot better and have more energy and just revive your day. The sixth thing to help us age well is getting some sun. Getting some sun. And I know some of us love the sun, right? And we've been told so many things about the sun, like how bad it is for you. The sun is very healing for us. Now, too much of it can be not so good for us, but you know your limits. We all know our limits. I'm super pale and I know I can't stay out there for 8 hours. I would be burnt to a crisp, but I can stay out there for 20 or 30 minutes and I'm good. Like, you know your limits. So, too much of a good thing is not a good thing. But we do need sunshine. And the best sunshine is at right after sunrise and right before sunset. It's very healing rays of sun for us. Our eyes need it to activate. Like if you have a hard time sleeping, if you're somebody who has a hard time going to sleep at night, try sitting outside right before sunset and just soaking in about 15 or 20 minutes of the sunshine, because that's going to let your body know that it like helps get your circadian rhythm going. Letting light into the body is a very healthy thing. It's a very healing thing. Sun is a very healing thing for us. What does it give you? It gives you your vitamin D. Every cell in our body, it gives you your natural vitamin D, y'all. We need that vitamin D. And you cannot get vitamin D through the windshield in your car or through a window. You cannot absorb the vitamin D into your body that way. So I know I used to think like, hey, I'm driving around town all the time, I'm getting lots of sun, but all of that is not even getting into me through the glass. So sitting out and just getting like 10 to 15 minutes of sun, let the vitamin D soak into our sun. That's the best type of vitamin D that we can get rather than a pill. Make be taking the pill too, especially on these in the cold winter months. But just making a point to get out in the sunshine every day that we have it. And here's a tip for you because I just learned this not too long ago is that you need to not shower, like take a bath or shower 2 hours after being in the sun in order for the to give the vitamin D enough time to soak into the body and the cells and to get where it needs to go. So just remember that. Like you don't want to be out in the sun, soaking in the sun, and then just go shower and take a bath because it's gonna not get you're not going to get any of the vitamin D. Um, but doing that, having enough vitamin D that way also helps your body absorb the right amount of calcium that it needs to help build your bones and help and all the processes that happen in all your organs and in your cells. And guess what? It also improves our mood, like healthy. It's very healthy. Sounds very healthy. Okay, the seventh thing to age well is to exercise. And I know we hear this all the time, but it does not have to be some crazy exercise routine, y'all. We should do something daily to get that blood pumping because that can get stagnant. And so our lymphatic system can get stagnant when we're not moving. And so we've got to get out and get moving. And it doesn't have to be this like 2 hour long workout. It can be just something as simple as walking in your neighborhood for like 10 to 15 minutes when you get home, like doing a really fast pace, 10 to 15-minute jog, walk, fast walk, whatever, however you can at your level, and just getting moving every single day. Um, if you can lift some weights, that would be great because walking is great. It's a weight bearing exercise, but even better would be lifting even if it's light weights, like just doing some light weights, that getting those muscles built, building those muscles is going to help us age well and keep us nice and tight and toned. Stretching is also a great thing to keep us having great balance, to keep us limber. Working on the core, the abs, and keeping that keeps our back strong, and just doing something every day, y'all, every day where we are moving our bodies because that is going to definitely is going to keep you um, from, or it's going to keep you aging well. Doing some type of exercise every single day, get that blood pumping. And then the last thing, number 8, is our mindset, y'all. It can age us faster than anything else, is how our mindset is. What is your thought pattern? What emotions are you allowing yourself to have? We have control over it. We have complete control over our emotions every single day. And what are the thought patterns? Like sometimes we don't even know the thought patterns that we're in. We just have these like autopilot, kind of autopilot. Do you ever find yourself on autopilot, um, thinking, and then it can be one negative thought that leads to another negative thought, and then you just have this like downward spiral that happens, and you're like, "How did I get here? Like, what even started this?" And so, just being aware of that, like, what are you talking about? Like, what are you saying to other people? I can use the example of sometimes at my job at the hospital, I would come in and I would be in the best mood ever. I got the most sleep. I drank plenty of water that morning before I got to work. I was just so energized. And person after person would start saying, "Oh my gosh, I'm so tired. Man, I just don't feel good." Everything. And within an hour, sometimes even less, I would be saying the same thing like, "Oh, yes, I am. I'm so tired." So be careful what you're saying to yourself. I sometimes, when I am feeling tired, like for real tired, like I didn't get enough, I'll start saying to myself, "I'm alert, alive, and awake. I'm alert, alive, and awake. I'm alert, alive, and awake." You say that enough, you're going to start feeling really, really energized. I encourage you to try it. But just think about what you're talking about every single day. What are you like gossiping? Are you talking about negative things? Are you focusing on all the bad things that are happening in the world? Are you looking for things that you're thankful for? Are you finding the good in every situation that you're presented or things that are happening in your life? There's always going to be bad stuff that's happening, but it's how we react to it and how we talk about it, how we process it, and how long we dwell on it as to how it affects us. And that is one thing that can age us really quickly is like what we're feeding our mind every day. Are you feeding your mind the news? Like, oh my gosh, turn that stuff off. What books are you reading? What podcasts are you listening to? And my goal is to have this to be a positive place where you can come to and plug in, even if it's just for 20 or 30 minutes, however long our podcast is, just to come plug in and have something positive to listen to so that you can feed your mind, feed your brain, because what you feed yourself every single day, just like the food that we put in our mouth, what you feed your brain every day is what you're going to get out. So, what are you feeding yourself every day? That's what I'm going to leave you with because that is one of the most important things. So, look at what you're reading, what you're listening to, what you're watching, who you're listening to, like who around you. You know that you can shift a whole room, you can shift your whole family by how you react to things that happen. Like it can cause a domino effect, but you can be the one that stops the dominoes from falling. So, hopefully, you can take one or all of those things and start implementing them today. The one tip that I'm going to leave you with to be able to start doing today, tomorrow, is to get outside no matter what the weather is. Get outside today for 10 minutes, and if it's sunshining, great, you'll get some sunshine at the same time. But get some fresh air today, just for 10 minutes. Just go walk around your office building, your house, your block, your neighborhood, wherever you are. Just take 10 minutes and go for a quick walk today and see how much it's going to energize you. And I hope will encourage you to keep doing it every single day because these are things that I gave you today that are going to help you age well. And we're all going to be looking younger longer, right? Because we're going to have quality of life and quantity of life. So, thank y'all so much for joining me. If you enjoyed this episode, please give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And I look forward to bringing you more in the next few weeks. Y'all have a great day.